So cute.
This is Harper. How old are you, Harper? 4? You're so big. She is a miracle baby, and we are here with her mom, Lindsay, and she is our friend, and we love Linz and Harper. We are so happy that you have allowed us to talk to you about this, and if it's okay, can you tell us the story?
Oh, where's Harper? Oh, peekaboo!
She was just over a year old at 16 months. She had just started to kind of walk and toddle around a little bit and then ended up not being able to anymore. And for me, I thought, well, she's a toddler. She is learning to walk. It's no big deal. But my dad, who used to be a pediatrician, was like, it's normal for them to progress at different rates, but not normal for them to go backwards. So we went to our pediatrician, and the first miracle was just the fact that he took us so seriously. Instead of saying, oh, let's wait a couple months, I'm sure she's just learning to walk. Instead, he said, let's get an MRI tomorrow. And they found a big tumor in the back of her head and immediately took her to Primary Children's and scheduled the surgery for the next morning. Her chance of survival was 15%. They were so shocked that we had already brought her in because she wasn't showing any other symptoms. So like, has she been throwing up or passing out? And we caught it so early that she really had no other major signs, because if we'd waited that couple months, I don't know if she would still be here. They got it all. They got the whole tumor out, which was amazing. But we had complications. She got what's called posterior fossa syndrome, which is where something happens in the back of her brain when they did the surgery, which caused her to be completely mute. She couldn't move any part of her body. Her eyes were crossed completely. She wasn't breathing on her own. She couldn't eat on her own. She's had major delays since then. She's still learning to talk. She can't walk. She had to have surgery to uncross her eyes. And she actually was blind for about 9 months after her surgery, and the doctors had told us that it was blind for life. But she miraculously started gaining her vision back. And we didn't know because she can't tell us, but we would just see her looking at something, or she'd grab for something. I'm like, how did she know that was there? And then she had to do 5 rounds of chemotherapy. We lived at Primary Children's for about 6 or 7 months. And then after that, we did 6 weeks of radiation to the brain. Brian, my brother, had cancer for 10 years. And then when Harper got cancer, he couldn't come visit because he was bedridden. He would FaceTime every single night because he was like, I want her to know who I am. I want her to remember me. And then he passed away about 6 months after she was cancer-free the first time. And she was cancer-free for 2 years. We honestly thought we were completely in the clear. If they're gonna relapse, it always happens within a couple months. So we were 2 years out, feeling like we were good to go. And we went in for just a routine MRI that we do. And the doctor came in and just said, we have to talk. I have some really bad news. When we were first diagnosed, our doctor told us if she relapses, there's nothing you can do. You know, it's hospice, it's giving her quality of life and just letting things go. Since that point though, from 2 years ago, there's been this study that opened up in St. Jude's. And it doesn't have a super great success rate, but it was our only option. So that was about a month and a half ago. We just went back this last weekend. The worst case scenario was that it wasn't working and they would just say, you know, we've done what we can't do anything. The best case scenario would be that it was holding the tumors steady and that they would be stable, and then you stay on it pretty much her whole life just to hold those tumors steady. And the doctor came in and seemed more excited than I thought he would be. And he ended up saying, so her MRI looks better. The tumors look smaller. He'd said he'd only seen it in 1 or 2 other patients, and so they don't even give it as an option because it's so rare to happen. But he said the tumors are looking smaller and the chemo's working better than we thought it would. You think like, how could her getting cancer be a miracle or relapsing? But like, you have to see the tender mercies along the way. You know, going from mute where she doesn't even cry or make any noise at all to being able to learn how to talk again has been so helpful. Because, I mean, a toddler wants to tell you what they want. They checked her vision, but then they did a brain test as well to see like what was computing, and they said, there's nothing, and she's it's not something that will come back. When we were doing treatment for the 6 or 7 months in the hospital, when she couldn't move or talk, her eyes crossed everything, and she was blind, and so I was like, what quality of life is she going to have? It's just been so fun to see all the blessings and the miracle of her just gaining all these skills back when we had no idea if she would.
And the doctors didn't.
Yeah, they didn't know
totally
either.
Miraculous.
Yeah.
Give us a hug.
Hi!
Well, thank you so much for letting us come meet
thank you for
Harper
coming.
and hang out with you guys. You're so fun, huh? Give me 5. Yeah, give me 5.
Oh boy, 5s all around.
Yay! We will have ways for you to help out with Harper and some of their expenses. Just read the description below and it will tell you everything that you need to know. We are really excited to be able to rent out a theater. On September 24th, we're going to go see Downton Abbey, and all proceeds go to Harper and her family. We're going to have a raffle. It's going to be so much fun. Bring all your girlfriends. You probably don't want to bring your husband. It's Downton Abbey. But we're all going to be there and it's going to be a blast. So we can't wait to meet everybody and do a little extra something special for Harper, huh? And your mama and your family. Right?
Yes.
We love you, Harper.
Yeah.
Yeah?